silent shadow in space. The galaxy believed it was calm, for the first time in many cycles. The great empires gathered near the neutral star of Valorum. Hundreds of massive warships floated in perfect order. Their hulls shined with pride, weapons armed but silent. This meeting was meant to show power. Each empire wanted the others to remember who ruled the stars. No one expected danger. No one believed fear could enter this place. Inside the grand command ship, leaders watched the stars on huge screens. They spoke of borders, taxes, and control. One race mocked another. Another promised future wars. Then something changed. A low alert echoed through the command deck. Not loud, not urgent, just confused. An officer looked at his panel again and again. His eyes widened. He spoke slowly. "There is something in deep space." The room became quiet. All leaders turned toward the screen. Sensors showed a dark shape. No heat, no energy, no movement. Just a shadow where space should be empty. The computers could not name it. At first they laughed. One leader said it was a sensor ghost. Another said it was space dust. They had seen many false alarms before, but the shadow did not disappear. It moved closer, slow, calm, silent, as if it knew it was being watched. Technicians tried everything. Long-range scans failed. Close scans failed. Even ancient detection systems showed nothing. Fear slowly entered the room. Not loud fear, the quiet kind. The kind that tightens the chest. A military commander whispered, "That object is hiding itself." Another replied, "No known empire has that level of cloak." The shadow stopped. Right in front of the combined fleet, thousands of warships faced it, yet none of them felt strong anymore. Then space itself seemed to break. Light bent, stars twisted, and the shadow revealed its true form. Gasps filled the command deck. The object was not small, it was massive, larger than any ship ever recorded. Its surface was dark and smooth. No flags, no lights, no markings, no energy spikes, no weapon charge. It did not look alive, it looked patient. An elder from an ancient race stood slowly. His voice trembled as he spoke. "I have seen designs like this, but only in forbidden records." The others demanded answers. He hesitated, then said the word no one wanted to hear. "Human." Laughter returned, but weaker this time. Humans were a joke, a lost species, a failed experiment of nature. Records said humans destroyed themselves. They were too emotional, too divided, too fragile for the stars. The unknown ship remained silent. It did not react to the insult. It did not move. It simply waited. Weapons across the fleet slowly powered up, not by command, but by fear. Old instincts woke up. Then every screen changed at once. No language appeared, no symbols, just a single glowing line. A countdown had begun. No one knew what would happen. At 0, no one dared to attack first. The silent ship had already won something important, their attention, as the numbers fell. One truth became clear. This was not an accident. This was not a ghost. This was a message. And the galaxy was about to remember a species it should never have forgotten. They called humans a myth. The countdown continued. Quiet but unstoppable. Leaders of the great empires sat frozen in their command chairs. No one moved. No one spoke. Every eye stayed on the massive human ship. The Galactic Council had gathered many times before. They had discussed wars, treaties, and trade, but never like this. Never with fear so close. Some of the older races leaned back, their voices calm but mocking. "Humans, they are extinct," said one. "Nothing more than a story parents tell their young," added another. They laughed, shaking their heads, but the elder who had recognized the ship stayed silent. His hands trembled over the control panel. "You do not understand," he whispered. "This design, it is human," another leader sneered. "Humans are weak, fragile, gone centuries ago." Their confidence was loud, almost arrogant. They believed history would protect them. The human ship floated in the middle of the fleet. No shields activated, no weapons fired. Yet a strange tension filled the room. Like a storm waiting to break, the elder tried to explain. "Humans do not fight like us. They do not die like us. They survive, evolve, wait for the right moment." But his words were drowned in laughter and disbelief. Some younger officers whispered, "Maybe the humans really are extinct. Maybe this is a ghost ship, a trick of the sensors." Others shook their heads, unsure but uneasy. The countdown reached its final minutes. No one knew what would happen. The air inside the ships felt heavy, like the calm before a hurricane. Then the human ship did something strange. A small panel of light glowed on its hull. No weapon fired, no sound came, just a signal, almost invisible, but everyone saw it. The elder shouted, "It is a warning," but the council laughed again. They would not even dare. The first alien race decided to test the ship. One small fighter shot toward it. It moved faster than expected, dodging without effort. The fighter returned to its mothership, trembling. Its pilot could not speak. The other empires began to feel it. The humans were not just survivors. They were masters of something the galaxy had forgotten. And then, a single word appeared on the main view screen. Not in any known language, not a threat, not a demand, just one word. Observe as silence followed, heavier than before. The human ship did not move again. It simply waited, calm and patient. The galaxy began to understand. Slowly, humans were not myths, they were the unknown, and the unknown was dangerous. The leaders looked at each other, fear replacing arrogance. They realized that every joke, every insult about humans was a mistake, but it was too late to change their minds. The humans had already arrived, and the countdown was almost over. The final seconds ticked down, and one thought ran through the minds of every empire. A thought they had ignored for centuries. We underestimated them. The screen went dark, the message ended, and the galaxy waited for what would come next. No one could imagine the storm that was about to begin. One human ship versus thousands. The countdown ended. A silent hum filled space. The massive human warship, UNS Judgment, floated like a shadow among stars. Its hull glimmered faintly, but no weapons activated. No shields flared. The combined fleets of the galactic empires reacted immediately. Thousands of warships turned toward the human ship, weapons charged, missiles armed, energy beams ready to fire. Every empire thought this was their moment to prove dominance. The first alien fleet moved forward. Their flagship fired a barrage of plasma missiles. Bright streaks of light cut through the darkness. The humans didn't move, didn't dodge, yet the missiles vanished before reaching the ship. Their energy dispersed without sound, without impact. Shock spread across the alien commanders. "Impossible," shouted one. "How can one ship stop thousands of attacks?" The human ship remained silent, calm, almost patient. Sensors showed no visible weapons, no shields, no drones, yet it controlled the battlefield completely. Every attack failed. Before it began, another empire, younger and bolder, launched fighters. Hundreds of small ships swarmed the human warship. They expected quick victory. Instead, the fighters stopped mid-flight. Their engines froze. Their weapons jammed. One by one, they drifted, powerless, like toys in space. On the command deck of UNS Judgment, the captain observed everything quietly. His face calm, his eyes steady. He did not speak. He did not panic. The humans were not afraid, because they were ready. Aliens began to panic. Messages of confusion flooded the council screens. "No technology can do this. We are facing humans." The word human had lost its joke-like meaning. Now it carried fear, respect, and disbelief. The elder from the ancient race whispered again, "They are not fighting. They are testing us, learning us." But the others didn't want to hear it. They wanted answers, weapons, victory. They wanted control, but control was gone. Slipped quietly into the hands of one human ship. The alien fleets tried to form a defensive line. They moved faster, coordinated better, but nothing worked. The humans anticipated, predicted, dominated every move. The UNS Judgment did not fire a single weapon. It simply floated in space. Every enemy ship paralyzed, every empire unsure, and yet the power it held was absolute. A young commander shouted in disbelief, "We could destroy them if we attacked together." Another shook his head. "Even together, they are untouchable." The council fell silent. Fear had replaced arrogance completely. The human captain finally spoke, his voice calm and commanding. "No one will attack first. We give warning only." A message appeared across the fleet, not words, just a symbol. A warning so clear, so final, every empire understood. The humans were not here to negotiate. They were here to prove a point. The fleets retreated slightly. Their pride shattered. The UNS Judgment remained calm and patient. And one thought ran through every mind. "We have underestimated humans, and now we will pay." The first battle had already been won, without a single human shot fired. The galaxy had just learned a terrifying truth. One human ship could challenge thousands, and humanity had only just begun. Humans were never weak. The alien fleets drifted in uneasy silence. Thousands of ships, the greatest empires in the galaxy, yet all were paralyzed by fear, by a single human warship floating calmly in front of them. Inside Eunice's judgment, the captain stood alone in the command room. His eyes scanned the fleets, every ship, every weapon, every movement predicted with perfect clarity. He did not panic. He did not hesitate. Humans had prepared for this for centuries. The elder from the ancient race stepped forward, trembling. Humans, they survived the collapse, he whispered. They were never weak. They left the galaxy, evolved in secret, and now they return. The younger alien leaders scoffed. How could a lost, primitive species survive the stars? But their laughter sounded empty, because deep down, they knew the truth. The human ship's calmness spoke louder than any weapon. Suddenly, a holographic map of the galaxy appeared inside Un's judgment. Lines and symbols moved faster than any alien mind could follow. Ships, fleets, weapons, every empire's defenses were already predicted. The captain's voice cut through the silence. "We did not come here to fight blindly," he said. "We came to teach a lesson. Observe carefully." The alien commander's eyes widened as more details appeared. Gravity weapons, time delay missiles, AI-controlled drones, every technology hidden for centuries was now active. Yet none had fired, not because the humans feared them, but because they did not need to. The elder shivered. They waited 300 years to return, to strike when the galaxy had grown arrogant. He looked at the alien leaders. "You mocked them. You called them weak. You forgot their patience. That was your first mistake." The humans had evolved in ways no one had imagined. They were faster, smarter, stronger. Their technology was not just advanced. It was perfect for controlling entire fleets without a fight. Suddenly, a single alien flagship tried to move aggressively. Its captain, desperate to show courage, fired a missile. The human ship's sensors reacted instantly. The missile froze mid-flight, then disintegrated quietly. No explosion, no warning, just gone. Panic spread across the council. "They cannot be stopped," shouted one. "They are not attacking, yet we cannot touch them," said another. Even the youngest officers felt terror, because they realized humans were not like any species they had faced before. The human captain's calm voice echoed again. "This is your warning. Any attack now will end badly." The fleets fell silent. They could no longer see humans as weak, as extinct, as irrelevant. They were a force unlike any other, patient, powerful, unstoppable. And in that silence, the galaxy understood the truth. Humans were never weak. They were never primitive. They were just waiting for the right moment to return. The alien fleets braced themselves, knowing the storm had only just begun. And the humans, calm and silent, floated in space. Their warship a shadow over the galaxy, a warning no one would forget. And one thought ran through every empire's mind. We called them extinct. But they were never gone. The human captain looked at the fleets and with a calm, quiet authority, said, "Prepare yourselves." The first strike had not yet come. But every empire already feared it, and every commander realized humanity had returned, and there were nothing like the galaxy had imagined. The regret of every empire of the fleets, of the galactic empires, floated tensely in space. Thousands of ships, armed to the teeth, yet every commander felt the same fear. All arrogance, all pride, had vanished, replaced by doubt and regret. The UNS judgment remained calm, its dark hull drifting silently among the stars. No shields flared, no weapons fired, yet every empire knew they were completely vulnerable. Then it began. The human warship moved with a purpose, not aggressively, not recklessly, but with perfect precision. Its sensors scanned every fleet, its AI-controlled systems calculated every move, and with a simple command, entire alien systems went offline. Shields dropped, engines failed, weapons jammed. Fleets that once felt invincible were paralyzed. Some ships spun out of control, others drifted silently, powerless. The empires realized too late that this was not a battle they could win. Desperation filled the council rooms. Leaders shouted commands, but every instruction failed. Their technology, their strategy, their numbers meant nothing. All of it had been predicted, nullified, by a single human ship. The elder who had warned them stood silently. "I told you, humans are patient," he murmured. They did not attack before. They showed mercy. But now, the choice is yours. Panic turned into begging. Diplomatic channels lit up with frantic messages. Please, we surrender. Do not destroy us. We yield. Humanity, forgive us. The UN's judgment sent a single message to every empire. Not a threat. Not a declaration of war. Just words that burned pride into every commander. You called us weak. Remember this moment. The fleets trembled, powerless and ashamed. Every empire regretted centuries of arrogance. Every insult, every mockery of humans now seemed foolish. Every empire realized it had underestimated a species that had once been written off as extinct. And then, as suddenly as the attack had begun, the human warship stopped. It did not fire a single shot. It did not destroy a single ship. It had proved its power, and that was enough. The fleets drifted, broken in spirit. The humans had taught a lesson no weapon could teach. One empire's leader whispered, shaking. They did not even fight, and yet they have conquered our fear. Across the galaxy, fear and respect spread. The humans were no longer myths, no longer legends whispered in caution. They were reality. A force no empire dared challenge again. The UN's judgment floated silently among the fleets. Its captain watched patiently. Every empire had learned its lesson. And one thought repeated in every mind. We will never underestimate humans again. And deep in space, more signals began to appear. More ships began to decloak, the galaxy realized. With a shiver, this was only the beginning. Humanity had returned, and every empire now regretted everything. Humanity has returned. The galaxy was quiet, too quiet. The fleets of the great empires drifted in disbelief. Thousands of ships paralyzed by one human warship. The UN's judgment floating like a shadow among stars. Then, slowly, more lights appeared in the darkness. One by one, ships began to decloak. Not just one, not just a few. Entire human fleets emerged from the edges of the galaxy. The empires stared, mouths open, hearts racing. No one had expected this. The humans were not alone. They had never been alone. The elder from the ancient race whispered, "They have returned, and this time, they are many." His voice trembled with awe and fear. The humans did not attack. They did not conquer. They did not destroy. They simply moved with calm authority, positioning themselves as guardians, not tyrants, judges, not destroyers. Messages spread across the galaxy, simple and clear, in every language. We are here. We remember. We protect. We judge. Pride and arrogance were replaced with respect. Even the greatest empires understood that humans were not to be challenged. Not with weapons, not with numbers, not ever. The fleets of the empires lowered their shields, communication channels opened, leaders begged for peace, for understanding. But the humans required no allegiance, no obedience, only respect for their presence and patience. Across every system, whispers spread. Humans were never weak. Humans were never primitive. Humans were waiting, and now they had returned. The UN's judgment moved ahead of the fleet, its captain standing silently on the command deck, watching the galaxy, a calm smile crossing his face. One by one, the alien commanders realized the truth. The humans had returned, not to destroy, not to rule, but to remind the galaxy of a lesson it had long forgotten, that patience is power, that underestimated species can become unstoppable, and that humanity, quiet and patient, was now the strongest force in the galaxy. And as the stars shined around them, one thought filled every mind. The era of humans has begun, and no empire will ever forget it. The humans were back, and the galaxy would never be the same again.